Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the training, y'all. Happy Monday evening. I hope everyone is well. So, guys, if you guys can see and hear me okay, can you drop a one in the chat? If you guys can see and hear me okay, this mic is working. Drop a one in the chat. If you guys can see and hear me okay, drop a one in the chat. Awesome, 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 awesome. So, welcome everyone to the training, the live training tonight. I hope everyone is well. I am Janice Fredericks, and I'm super excited to be sharing with you guys how to open a beauty supply store in your community. So, just for a show of hands, if you guys are on here and you are watching me for the first time, like this is your first training with me, drop a one in the chat. Like if you were brand new to me and my tribe, drop a one in the chat. If you're already a part of the tribe, drop a two in the chat. And while y'all are doing that, I am going to. All right, so we got some new people. Welcome, welcome. Awesome. All right, so this is y'all first training with me. Welcome, guys. I'm super excited to be sharing this training tonight. I'm sure it's the first training that you ever heard on a beauty supply store. And so we are going to get started. So I'm going to share my slide, y'all. And really and truly, this training is really an overview of just like the past 15 years of me being in this industry and opening stores and me opening my stores and helping other people open stores. So it's a culmination of just 2 decades, almost 2 decades of experience. And so a lot of what I'm going to be sharing with you guys is pretty much the methods and predictions and materials that I have been able to create over the past 15 years. So I have to do a legal disclaimer for you guys before I get started so that everyone understands that this training is really for your personal educational use only, and any type of recreation of the trainings is prohibited and enforced under U.S. copyright intellectual property law. Okay, so please just don't take the stuff and recreate your own stuff from my content. All right, so let's get into it, y'all, because the Black owned beauty supply takeover is here. Like we are officially live, and I love, like I said, to share a lot of my clients and their stories as well as my own stories, just to show people like what is possible and that you can actually really get this done no matter where you are in the world. So we have Quality Beauty Supply, who opened a store out in Grayson, Georgia. Then we have New York Beauty Supply. They have a store out in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We have Jazzy Chick Beauty Supply in Henderson, Nevada. We have B Braid Beauty Supply. These sisters had a store in LA. We have My Shade and Texture, who has a store out in Tampa, Florida. We have House of Melanin in Oak Park, Illinois. Bold Culture Beauty, she is out in Orlando, Florida. And then we also have Mega Beauty Supply in Cypress, Texas. And so, guys, on tonight's agenda, I am going to be breaking down what the real state of beauty supply is in 2026, right? Where are we right now in 2026? What are some of the things that are changing? What are store owners doing differently? I'm also going to share 2026 funding and capital trends, what is working right now, how you can position your store to win in this economy. And then lastly, I'm going to share with you guys how you can work alongside me and my team inside our 2-day intensive program. Okay. So there are some real reasons why you absolutely need to get started with your beauty supply store today. So number one, you are tired of working your 9-to-5 job and you want to do work that is going to impact lives, right? Number two, you understand that your community is waiting for your Black owned beauty supply store. And number three, you want to create financial freedom and generational wealth for your children. If any of those resonate with you, give me a yes in the chat. Okay. So just to give you some ideas of who I am and what qualifies me, I am the retail genius. I have helped Black women secure over $1.5 million in funding for their beauty supply stores, and our clients have collectively generated over $15 million in revenue. To date, I have been recognized by Black Enterprise Magazine as a pioneer in this industry. I've been in a whole bunch of different publications, but some of the most important receipts that I have are about our amazing programs. So the Business Insider says the Retail Genius Bootcamp program is helping fill the pockets of Black women. Yahoo Finance also wrote about us. She says the program has helped Black women generate over 3 million in beauty supply. And Kevo Daily wrote, Janice Fredericks is helping reclaim the beauty supply industry for Black women everywhere. And so this all started in 2010, right? So this is a picture of my grand opening of Fabulous Freddy's here in Queens, New York, literally a couple of blocks away from my house. And this is the day that my entire life changed, okay? This was September of 2010. And I just remember, like, literally, this day was the day that I joined entrepreneurship. And my family, my entire family came out for this grand opening. I remember, like, my dad was there, my mom, my grandmother, God rest her soul. And what was really, really inspiring for me was to see the community support and the outpouring of people who came out and supported this grand opening day. And this day was so special to me because I had all of my loved ones there supporting me, standing next to me, as well as the community. And I will tell you guys, like, literally, when you open your beauty supply store, you will see the community come out and support, because there are people literally begging for a Black-owned beauty supply store to be open. They're begging for a space to feel safe in and to shop in and actually have communication and conversations and education, right? And so I want to know, let me know in the chat, what is the one person, or who is the one person you would want at your grand opening day? Who is the one person that you would want there? Okay. Drop their names in the chat. Drop their names in the chat. Who is one person that you would want at your grand opening day to actually witness you opening your beauty supply store? Because here's the other thing, y'all. We have to be doing this for someone, right? For someone outside of ourselves, right? Because our why and why we're doing this and why we're going to spend our time to open a store has to be greater than ourselves. It has to be greater than just like making money, right? And so who's like the one person that you would want standing next to you at your ribbon cutting ceremony? Now, it could be your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your children, your spouse, right? It's a safe space here, and we can really have the opportunity to dream big and to be vulnerable. Like, I want to do this for my mom. I want to do this for my kids. I want to do this for, my spouse. I actually want to do this for my community. I want to do this for my aunts. Like, who is like the one person that you would want to be doing, who you would want to do this for, and who would you want to be standing next to? Because here is where we're at. So we're already in April. And so one question that you want to ask yourself is, how do you want to spend the rest of 2026? Because imagine this, by the end of this year, you could be celebrating the grand opening of your very own beauty supply store. So let me know in the chat, do you see yourself actually stepping into ownership? And what would it mean to have and build the first Black-owned beauty supply store in your community? Right? What would that mean? Because the opportunity is here. Okay. The only question is are you ready to claim it? Give me a yes in the chat if so. Give me a yes in the chat if so. Because in our community, right? And this is where we have to do a mindset shift. In our community, especially the Black community, there are a lot of myths that we tell ourselves that actually hold us back from getting to our next level. There's a lot of myths that we allow other people to tell us that prevent us from going to our next level or making that move, right? I just shared before this training, I was live on here and I was sharing how my mom, who loves me very, very much, almost talked me out of opening a beauty supply store because I was laid off from my job. I'll explain that story later. But she was like, just go ahead and get another job. Like, you have the degree and you have the experience and you work for all these amazing investment banks. Like, you can go and get another job. This is, what she was telling me when I got fired. And so there are people who are in your ear that may not be telling you the best things, right? Or there might be myths that you're telling yourself, like, I don't feel like I have enough money. I feel like this industry is oversaturated. I don't know how I'm going to get these accounts open. I don't even know if I have the time, right, to do this. I don't know how I'm going to get funded. I don't know where to get funding from, right? And so what I want to empower you guys is, when you are going on this journey, or any journey for that matter, right, you want to make sure that you are using empowering language. Like, you need to stop all the disempowering language on all of the people who talk negativity into you, right? All the people who are short-sighted, right? They lack vision, right? I was the first person in my family to open a store, right? It had, like, no one had the vision to do that. And so for a lot of people, it's just like, wait, what? You went and you got this degree and now you're doing what? You want to open a beauty supply store. We have never seen a Black person open a beauty supply store. And there's a beauty supply store in every single corner. Like, what? This is what people will say to you. Okay. So it's really, really important that you block out the noise when you are going to open your beauty supply store, because a lot of people are just not going to understand it. Okay. And so if you are here, this is your literal wake up call, right? 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs. And so you might be in the same position where you have lost a job and you're trying to figure out what your next move is. And I'm telling you, the next move is ownership, because we cannot pass down our jobs to our children. And so we understand that our jobs are not safe and we need an asset that we can pass down to our children. Now, y'all, this is me with my kids. I have 5 small kids. I said 5. Yes. Sis has 5 kids. And they are so cute. And my youngest is 3 and my oldest is 9. So they're very close in age. But here's another statistic, right? 80% of Black mothers are also single mothers, and they're the primary sole breadwinners in the household. I am also a single mom. And so I understand that my burden is heavier than everybody else. And I have to make decisions and take risk at a level that is contrarian, because I understand that my kids' future is depending on all the moves that I make now. And so I am not willing to work for anybody else when I know that I have 5 small kids that I have to pass something down to. And then hopefully I can pass something down to my grandchildren as well. And again, guys, we can't pass a job down to our kids. Okay. And so I want to introduce you to our first case study. This is Benisa. She has a store out in Fargo, North Dakota. Is anybody from Fargo, North Dakota on the line tonight? Probably not. Because most people are like, are there even Black people in North Dakota? Yes, there is an African population there. And my sister, she is from West Africa. And when she came to us to open a beauty supply store, she was a hairstylist. Do we have any hairstylists on the line? So we understand that as service providers, hairstylists, makeup artists, massage therapists, like, there's going to come a point in time where we have to rest those hands and we have to create something for ourselves that's going to be passive, meaning we can make money while we're sleeping, right? And this is exactly what Benisa wanted to do as a hairstylist. She was also a single mom of 4. And so she came to us and she was like, I want to open a beauty supply store. There's no Black-owned beauty supply stores here. And I also want to get from behind this chair. So we helped her open her hair salon and beauty supply store. So she has a really beautiful, gorgeous hair salon and beauty supply store all in one location. And in this screenshot here, y'all, she says, I am literally so busy. The salon is busy. First of all, her salon is like number one salon in Fargo, North Dakota. Papa Salon. Y'all should look her up. It's called Pampered Texture. Papa Salon. She does amazing lace fronts, just amazing work. And averaging $400 to $500 a day. Now, this was actually her first month in opening that she sent me this. Like literally out the gate. And so sister was on track to doing six figures her first year, on her way to actually doubling in her second year, single mom of four from West Africa. Okay. So if she can do it, y'all can do it. So now let's talk about 2025, because that was a year that we had our new administration and everything kind of shifted and changed, and we had no idea how 2025 was going to end. And so in order for us to understand 2026, right, we have to look at the data and look at the numbers. And so what we saw in 2025, when the new administration came in and Trump imposed them tariffs, and we were like, what are we going to do with these tariffs, right? What we saw at the end of the day is that beauty demand stayed strong, even with economic uncertainty. Okay. Ulta, who is one of our beauty supply giants, raised its annual sales forecast, and foot traffic grew from 1% to 2%. And so what this tells us is that the industry is not slowing down, it is stabilizing. We saw a lot of our weak stores decline, and we saw our strong community-centered stores actually increase. So this tells us that demand is not the issue. Ownership is. We also saw that Black beauty and textured hair categories grew from 4% to 6%. Okay, so we understand that the beauty supply industry is fueled by Black consumers. It is literally fueled by Black consumers. And so once again, we have to understand that we are fueling this economy. Black women are literally funding all of these beauty supply stores. And now it's time that we own the beauty supply stores that we are actually funding. Okay. And here's another amazing fact, y'all. We are not new to this. We are true to this. We had our pioneers, Madam C.J. Walker, Annie Malone, two powerful women in the 1920s that were the first female millionaires of their time get their millions in beauty and hair care and Black hair care. And so if we have our ancestors who did this in the 1920s, so basically a century ago, right, make millions, which would arguably be translated into billions in today's dollars, give us the blueprint on how to make the millions in beauty. Like, they already told us how to do it. They already told us, y'all get the money in beauty. Black women make the millions in beauty. This is our industry. This is our industry founded by these two pioneers. And so there's no reason why in 2026 we can't start our own stores. And they started it during an economic downturn. During a pandemic. It was a pandemic, really. And they still made their millions and they still started their business. So when people are talking about the economy is going to be the economy, right? What you do, you needed to open this beauty supply store last year, if I'm being honest. That like, some of y'all been sitting on this dream for years. And literally, this is how I got my start in beauty supply. Like, I was forced out of my previous corporate job. I was fired, y'all. It was a mortgage crisis. Unemployment was at an all-time high. Like, people were losing jobs left and right. And at that time, like I said, my mom was like, you just need to go get another job. It's crazy to open a store. It's crazy to open a business. There's no money for people to be going into a beauty supply store. Where are they going to get the money from if they don't have no job? And here's where I found out that people spend their unemployment checks in the beauty supply store. And that was my first time where I learned that this industry is recession proof. Because I opened my store in 60 days and I saw people literally spending their unemployment checks to look good. And so we understand that in economic downturns, the beauty sector actually increases. Because let me tell you something about depression. Black women we're not going to look like what we've been through. And even if we don't have the money to get our hair done professionally, get our nails done professionally, we will learn how to do it with YouTube University, and we will still go to the beauty supply store and get our stuff. And that is what makes the industry recession proof, because no matter in good times or bad times, people still have to go to the beauty supply store. Like, we're just not going to not go and get our stuff. We're just not going to not go and make sure our kids is looking right. Like, you have to understand your consumer. And as Black women, we simply don't operate like that. We're still going to look good regardless. If we did it ourselves or if we get it done professional, we still going to go to a beauty supply store. Like, this is like our bodega. And when you look at the numbers, y'all, I want you to understand that it is a $100 billion industry, driven $8 billion by Black consumers. And so this is a market, like I said, we built this. And so now it is time for us to reclaim this industry. So now let's talk about how we're going to do this. Let's talk about 2026 and how store owners are becoming much smarter and opening their beauty supply stores. So here's the first thing I want to share with you guys about opening your store, right? This is where you really want to get your pens and papers out, because we're going to take some notes here. The first thing I want you guys to realize about building your store is that in 2026, the stores that do the best are the ones that understand what the customers are really looking for. And it's not going to be the stores that copy and paste what other people are doing and copy and paste the product mix of other stores. It's going to be the stores that have a results-driven product mix. That's gem number one. Drop that in the chat. You want to build a store that has a results-driven product mix. And that means you want to curate a store where every customer feels like you built this store for me. Right? Every person is going to walk into your store and feel like this store was built specifically for them. A store for the community. This is exactly what we did with my store, Fabulous Freddy. So this is me in my store. And this is a strategy that I use to generate $15,000 to $20,000 per month in a store that was only 800 square feet of space. It was very, very small, y'all. 800 square feet of space is very, very small. But what I was able to create was a exclusive store that carried all of the amazing brands that really worked. And again, this was in 2010 to give you guys perspective. This was the time where people were doing the big chop and no one understood how to care for their hair after they chopped it all off, right? This was the start of that era. And so this was also the start of emerging Black-owned, female-owned brands like Jane Carter, Mixed Chicks, and all those other, Carol's Daughter, all those other brands. And so what we did in my store was we literally took out hours and hours and hours of our time to research and to test also these products on ourselves so that we can curate a product mix. Now, a product mix is just simply all the categories that you plan on having in your store that's going to generate money for you. And we curated a product mix that made us so much money. And we curated events and we did a whole bunch of other things, which I'm going to talk to you guys later about. But the product mix is key. It is paramount. Your product mix is your inventory. This is the backbone of your business. Okay. And this is also the largest asset on your balance sheet. And so you want to ensure that you are curating a niche product mix. Gone are the days where we have beauty supply stores that are everything for everyone. Okay. Gem number 2 is smart store owners are now replacing third-party brands with their own brands. We call this private labeling. Some people call it white label. And so what you want to create for yourself is your own signature product, because you want to now build wealth beyond your store four walls, right? So this is exactly what we did with My Shade and Texture out in Tampa, Florida. Pam had her own signature line of body scrubs and oils, right? She called it the Glow Bar. And this was an assortment of her branded, right, white label, private label, natural oils, scrubs, where her customers were able to come in and mix and match all of these natural scrubs and oils and essentially create their own concoction. So now your customer is walking out the store with their own signature lotion, their own signature oil, their own signature body scrub off of your brand. And so this can be done very easily now in 2026. It's very simple to create a brand. We walk you through that process in our programs. I also had my own signature bundles as a really popular way of creating a brand, right? White labeling bundles. So we had bundles in my store. We did makeup brushes. We did makeup. We did accessories, right? And so this is the wave of the future when it comes to private labeling. Okay. Next gem, y'all. 2026, you must have a hybrid store, meaning people now are expecting high technology, AI driven businesses, right? So gone are the days where people are just walking in and walking out. Customers are now expecting several delivery options, buy online, pick up in the store, email and SMS updates, right? Because guys, if you are not operating with the newest level of technology and you're not incorporating AI in your store, you are literally going to be left behind, leaving money on the table. And so adding all of this to our business model adds additional revenue stream. And so here, guys, drop this in the chat. You want to build a dual channel retail machine to where, again, you are making money in your sleep, literally waking up to sales. This is what we did with our client, Christina. She was actually a school teacher turned stay-at-home mom when she called us and said that she wanted to open a beauty supply store because the nearest one was like 30 minutes away. And she also did not want to return to the classroom. And we helped Christina get funding for her store. And she launched her store, Curly Girl Love, in LA. And here in this text message, screenshot, and as you can see, the date here is August 6, 2023. I'm checking in with her. I'm like, hey, what's the sales looking like since you're getting started? And we're, halfway through the year. Girl, she says $96,978. Basically made 6 figures in 6 months. Insane. A school teacher who probably made a fraction of that made 6 figures in 6 months, basically. $96,978. A former school teacher. And I said, wow, that is insane. That's crazy. What have you been doing? What's working for you? And here, y'all, 12,000 on DoorDash. This is what I'm telling y'all. AI and technology has to be woven in your business. Okay. Because 10 years ago, y'all, when I got started, there was no DoorDash for me to do in my beauty supply store. And so, like I said, it is 2026. If you are not up on the latest technology and latest AI and automation, you are going to be leaving money on your on the table. Also, we have Benisa. Like I said, multiple streams of income can be actually executed in your beauty supply business. Benisa had a hair salon with 2 stations. I also had a hair salon with 2 stations, y'all. It was 100 square feet of space. We had 1 dryer, we had 1 wash bowl, and we had 2 stations. And I did that because I knew where beauty supply was going. One-stop shopping, the convenience model. Okay. If you can provide everything in one place, people will pay a premium for convenience. Okay. And so we had this amazing bundle deal. We had 2 hairstylists who did installs, like weave installs all day, every day. And so we had an amazing bundle deal where you would get 3 bundles. Again, my private label signature product, right? My bundles plus the install for $500. You get this all done for $500. It was a very good, again, this was back in 2010. So the prices were cheaper. But we literally made $15,000 per month with our 2 stylists with those bundle deals. So that's $15,000 additional monthly in your beauty supply business. Y'all see how this money is being made? And so those 2 stylists was bringing in another $15,000. And so I literally was using the hair salon income to like literally pay myself. And then I was using the retail income from the beauty supply and literally reinvested that into the business, into new inventory. And so you have to have multiple, and I just want y'all to see how you have multiple streams of income from this business model and how this business model is so lucrative. Now, people have done salon suites. We have definitely had clients do salon suites, which is another amazing option. Like people are moving into the space of salon suites. So you don't have to have a full salon where you're managing stylists if you don't want to do that. You can just literally have 4 to 6 salon suites and just make the money off of the salon suites every single week with the rent. Okay, so that's another option. And there's plenty of other options as well that I can't even cover in this 1-hour presentation. So now let's move on to the next gem, which is the funding, y'all. The funding. My God. Okay. So let's be clear about funding. Money and funding is not the problem. It's not the problem. Like I mentioned, we got 1.5 million in funding for our clients. Your positioning is. Okay. So we have been doing this for 8 years, almost 8 years. And so we understand what lenders reject versus what they accept. But the first thing that you need in order for anyone to take you seriously is your business plan. Okay, that is the first secret gem to unlocking 6-figure funding for your store. Okay, the 5 P's is what I call a winning business plan. I'm going to give you the 5 P's. This is probably one of the most important slides that you need. So screenshot this. The 5 P's of a winning business plan. The first P is the place. In your business plan, you need to describe the location, the traffic, the demand, the demographics, right? That is what lenders are going to analyze to see if this is going to be a valuable location. The second P is your purpose. This is your use of funds. In your business plan, you need to break down exactly where the money is going, right? What are you going to use this money for? Line item for line item. The third P is your product mix. We discussed the importance of the product mix. This is your inventory. You need to break down in this business plan how you're going to have high margin, fast moving beauty essentials. The fourth P is going to be your promotion. This is your marketing. How you plan on getting customers to come to your store and keep them coming back. I always say you need to figure out and articulate how you plan on stealing somebody, stealing some folk. Because everyone is shopping somewhere for their stuff. It's not like no one that's not shopping. Like everyone is shopping somewhere, whether that's online, Alibaba, the local Asian store, they're shopping somewhere. And then the last P is going to be your projections. This is the money roadmap. That's your financial projection. So you need to break down clear revenue over 3 years, your expenses, and also your break even analysis. And so, again, guys, we know what the rejectors approve versus what they reject. And so, you want to make sure that you do not have vague business plans where you're quoting things like, I just love hair and beauty. The lenders are going to reject that. They want to hear this store serves a high demand black and brown consumer base with proven repeat purchases. They're going to reject vague location ideas. Your business plan, again, needs to show specific plaza with traffic counts in demographics, and also what nearby anchors are there. What are anchors? Anchors are the big box retailers, a Target, a Home Depot, a Walmart, right? Those are anchors that they're going to want to know about, because those are going to bring your demographic and that traffic to your store.
I'm going to bring Keisha up.
Okay, so hear this from
exciting this year.
Yes, ma'am. So last week I reported that I went underwriting, and today I actually got approved for my full amount for my loan.
Yay!
Thank you, Janice, actually, for saying, no, call him tomorrow. I got the official email announcement today that I got the full amount that I requested. And yes, so I'm excited. I'm nervous and everything all in between. I mean, it took me a year to get here. I'm here now. The money is available.
Well, that's so exciting. Let everyone know what the full amount is.
I got 150K.
Yes. See, it's possible, y'all. It's possible.
And in the words of Janice, everything's going to be moving fast right now.
Yes, that is Keisha Woodruff. That's my good sis right there. She's from St. Thomas, and she was actually following me for like 10 years before she actually opened her store. She was just following back to the days when I had a beauty spot store, and we were able to get 150,000 in funding for her store, full funding, and she was able to open her store. Been open for about 2 years in the Houston, Texas area. So y'all, it is possible for you to get funding for your store. But again, it is all about making sure that you are properly positioned for lenders to actually say yes to your application. Okay. So let's recap this, y'all. Let's recap and check in, guys. Let me know in the chat, was this helpful? Was this helpful? Give me a yes in the chat. Y'all know I'm a preacher's daughter. So words of affirmation is my love language. Okay. So let me know in the chat, was this helpful? Give me a yes in the chat if so. And also, after hearing how to start your own 6-figure, 7-figure beauty supply store and how to make millions in this industry, and the strategies and how people are making money and how we're doing things differently, let me know, do you feel ready to open your store? Do you feel more prepared? Do you feel ready? Give me a yes in the chat if you feel ready, like ready. And for those of you who have been thinking about this for a while, you've been thinking, you've been planning, and you came across this training through whatever portal, someone sent it to you, maybe you saw something on the internet. I want to know right now, and this is not for everybody, right? This is not for everybody. But I want to know, for those of you who feel ready and want to join a movement of Black entrepreneurs taking over and reclaiming this industry one store at a time, if that is you, I want you to type in "I'm ready" in the chat. If you are someone who's like, I've seen enough, I understand the numbers, I understand the strategy, I'm ready for the next step, I'm doing this, it's happening, I'm making a decision, and I'm taking massive action towards that decision because my kids is dependent on me, I have people dependent on me. If that is you, just type in "I'm ready" in the chat. It's not for everybody, but I want to know who feels ready. Like you want to take the next step. Type in "I'm ready" in the chat. Because if that is you, again, if you are ready and you're serious, then I want to invite you to your next step. And your next step is getting inside our beauty supply intensive program. Now, this is our elite program that is built to have you open your beauty supply store within a 12-month period. Everything from the funding, the vendors, and ownership. Owning an asset in a recession-proof industry that you'll be able to pass down to your children and your children's children. And we build this through our 3 C's of beauty supply success, because we understand that if you build this wrong, then it's done. It's a wrap. And so we build this through our community, our courses, and our clarity, where we roadmap everything for you. So this is our C number 1, which is our live in-person experience. This is our 2-day intensive in Atlanta, Georgia. And we do these periodically. Our next one is June 20th through the 21st. And this is where we get together in Atlanta, Georgia. We fly down. I fly down to Atlanta, Georgia, and we literally work on your beauty supply store, and we get it done in 2 days. And so we're talking about everything that has to do with opening your store, from your branding to your funding to your product mix, right? To the business plan, financial projections, right? Your store operating procedures, your marketing, your launch strategy. We work for 2 days so that at the end of the weekend, you are walking out with all of the assets to your beauty supply store done. Completely done. Watch this, guys. Anything else you want to mention about your journey and inspire other people who might be thinking about taking the leap into opening a beauty supply store, and they're just like, I don't even know what to do, how to start, I'm scared, like working, mom, like all the things.
Oh my goodness, all the things. Listen, you're gonna have all the things. That's not gonna go away in this world, right? Yep. But that's how we overcome, by sharing our testimonies with one another. And then I would also say, do not let your dreams die. Don't let it just be an idea. There are so many people that are dead in their grave, and they had a dream and they went down to the grave with it, and nobody knows. Don't be that person. You can do this. You have help, longevity. Get with someone that has some mature experience. I mean, and if there's some conflict, work through it with peace, with a solution, not just adding on to it. Work with it through a solution. But regardless, don't let your dreams go to the grave. Live them out.
Yes. So this was our last intensive in Atlanta last year. And it was an amazing experience. And one thing I also want to mention is the level of sisterhood that you literally get when you connect into a room of like-minded individuals, especially in the Black community, where our environments, some of our environments, I will say, are not the most conducive for entrepreneurship and thinking big and thinking outside of the box and having vision. And so sometimes you have to get up out of your environment and get into a room where that can be fostered and nurtured, and you can grow with like-minded people. Okay. And so I will tell you guys for myself, I had to go to many conferences and many expos to find individuals that can actually help me grow, because it wasn't in my house. It wasn't in my community. It wasn't even in my county. Okay. I had to go to Atlanta, Georgia, to my first business conference to actually grow. And so I want to go ahead. I don't know if Daniela, my client concierge, is on, but I want to drop the link for you guys to book a call with our team. Okay. So if you are someone who this is something that you want to do, I want you to book a chat with us so that we can get you started in the program. Okay. So the link is there so that you can get your specific questions answered on your situation, because everyone's situation is going to be different. Okay, so let me continue on with all the amazing things that you get into this program. So not only do you get the 2 days live with me and our team, and we're going to help you build your store together, you also get access to our university. Now, this is our online university platform. This is our course that you'll have 12 months access to, that has all of our trainings, all of our templates, all of our guides, our calculators, our formulas, all of our contracts, like our employee contracts, our handbooks, everything is in our online portal, right? So that's the first thing you get access to when you enroll, is you get access to our university so you can start learning immediately. Okay, so you start learning immediately. You go through all of the trainings, and we have hundreds of trainings. Guys, I have literally been doing this for 7 years. I have hundreds of trainings on our portal that you'll start watching immediately. So I call it, you know, the Harvard of beauty supply, because there's so much education that I packed into our university. And so once you get on, you'll start learning everything and taking a look at all of our templates, because everything is pretty much built for you. So we have a business plan template. We have our financial projection template. We have our product mix template. We have a branding template. So you are not creating anything from scratch, okay? Because it's already been built, and we're using a blueprint that we have used for women literally all over America, Canada, and the Caribbean islands, right? So our curriculum literally covers everything from A to Z, from understanding the licenses and permits to inventory, understanding vendors. We have our own list of curated vendors that we give y'all access to in our online portal. So you literally don't have to figure out what vendors should I be using, who are the real vendors, because y'all, I spent $20,000 with the wrong vendors because I didn't know who was who. Okay. And so we built this online portal so that we can remove the guesswork out of all of this, right? This is another amazing case study. This is Flawless Beauty Supply out in Dallas, Texas. So Terrell took our program and was able to get $75,000 in funding within 48 hours. Like within 48 hours, she got into the program. She got access to our templates of our business plan and financial projection. Took a weekend to fill it all out, which is literally plug and play, y'all. It's literally plug and play. You plug your information into our templates, and boom, you have your business plan. And she writes here, Janice was such a phenomenal help in getting this girl boss started. Her course had a lot of information that you cannot just get anywhere, and got approved with $75,000 from her loan officer in a few days of getting a business plan, y'all. That's how powerful it is. And then we also have our one-on-one roadmap session with me. So I personally build out your custom roadmap on how you're going to get your store open and the timeline. Everyone's timeline is going to be different. So this is why we decide to add in this custom session, so that you have a clear roadmap on when you're going to get everything done. Because there's some people on the line who they want to do this maybe early next year. There's some people who want to do this in the summertime. There's some people who want to do this full time. It literally depends on you. And this is why we have this one-on-one call, because I want to understand what your goals are and how fast do you want to move. Because y'all see me, I got my store open in 60 days. I wanted to move very, very fast. But there's certain people who don't want to move as fast. There's certain people who, want to wait until, their kids are out of school or whatever the case may be, right? So it's really important that you have someone on your team that's going to build a custom roadmap for you. So you're not guessing when you should get things done by. You're not guessing what the strategy is, what the order is. You're not guessing any of those things, because I build this roadmap out for you so that you understand there's timestamps, there's milestones, and when we get things done. And there's a certain order as well. It's very important to understand the order in which you do things, right? Which we go through on that session. So this is a full breakdown of everything that you're going to get in the intensive program. So you're going to get access to the university that you have access to for actually an entire year. You're going to get the one-on-one strategy roadmap session that's with me. And then you're going to get our 2-day in-person workshop in Atlanta, Georgia, June 20th and June 21st. So you'll be working on everything that you need to complete your beauty supply store, and those 2 days live with me and the team. Total value of that is $9,000. So if this program is valued at $9,000, let's go back to the grand opening day, where you name the person that you want to stand next to when you actually execute on this dream. Okay, standing there at your grand opening. Now, if this program was able to help you open the store, make multiple six figures in your first year of business, change your family's trajectory, would that be worth more than a $9,000 investment at this point? Give me a yes or a yes. Because I told y'all this is not for everybody, right? And I told you that there's a lot of times where we have a lot of myths that we tell ourselves in our head when it's time to make a big move. And so this is the time where most people stop and they pause and they let fear get them in a chokehold. I don't have enough time. I have other financial things going on. Let me wait till next year, right? But here's the thing, y'all. We're not even going to be charging y'all $9,000 for this program, even though it's valued at way more than that. Our standard enrollment for this program is $5,000 for 2026. Because we want to make sure that access is not a barrier, okay? Because we understand that we are executing on 100 stores this year. And what's even more, for those of you who's on this training tonight, you guys are going to get an exclusive 40% off the enrollment price. For those of you on the training tonight, when you book your call today, right? When you lock in and book your call today, we are going to remove 40% off the enrollment price. So 3 months, we have payment plans of $1,100. And if you're able to pay in full, you'll get an additional $500 off. And so if you're able to pay in full through Klarna Afterpay, you'll get in for only $3,000. And so again, I'm going to drop the link in the chat for you guys to go ahead and claim your spot and book a call. And then on the call, guys, I'm going to be walking you through all of the options, whether you want to do the payment option or pay in full, or you want to go through Klarna or Afterpay. I'll walk you guys through that all on the call. Now, I opened my schedule for the next couple of days, y'all. And so you definitely want to book, because at the end of the week, I will be out. So you definitely want to book your call right now when you have the link. And just let me know if that link is working for you guys, actually. Because I did open my schedule, so there should be availability there. So if someone could just let me know in the chat if that link is working for y'all and the availability is there. Okay, so let's move on, y'all. This is Allure Beauty Supply out in Jacksonville, Florida. So this is Jacksonville, Florida. We were able to get $75,000 in funding for this beautiful couple. Jamicia is the woman standing here in this picture, and she says Allure was our dream come true, and we could not have done it without Janice and her team. Jacksonville, Florida. And this is exactly why this program is created, or was created, is because we just want to remove the confusion, the guessing, the delays, the wrong vendor decisions, right? Because we give you a roadmap that has worked for women worldwide. And this is New York Beauty Supply. This is Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the first Black-owned beauty supply store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Now, the two gentlemen on the end, Jeremy, these two gentlemen came and was like, hey, we want to open a beauty supply store. Men. I don't know if I have any men on the line, but we do work with men. And what they were faced with was a whole bunch of beauty supply giants around them who were trying to blackball them from opening, which is what a lot of stores do, guys. Like these mega beauty supply stores, they will try to prevent you from opening by preventing the vendors from working directly with you. So again, if you don't have somebody on your team that has access to the vendors and the inventory, you will have a hard time opening your beauty supply store. And so we were able to get the inventory, get the vendors for them, and help them get open. And literally they generated $10,000 in their grand opening weekend. $10,000. And their store is small. So we're talking about 1,200 square feet of space. They had a line, a super long line outside of their door. during the grand opening. So like I said, people are waiting for your Black owned beauty supply store to get open in your community. And Jeremy also, we just had a meeting last month. He's in his second location. Okay. So I also want to throw in a fast action bonus for everyone who books their call tonight. I want to throw in a fast action bonus for everyone who books their call in tonight. We are going to do your business plan for you. I'm going to throw that in. And so my business writer who writes business plans for our top tier one-on-one clients that work with us one-on-one, and they already paid upward $35,000. We're going to get her to write your business plan for you. So that is already just done. And so this is a business plan that is lender ready, structured to meet bank and private funding standards. It has a location and market validation. It has all those key things that I said a business plan needs to have. Like, she's going to do all of that work for you guys and get the business plan done so that you can get to the funding faster for your beauty supply store. This by itself is valued at $3,000, and we're going to do this completely free for everybody who is an action taker and a decision maker tonight on this call and books their call. Okay. And so the total value of literally everything you're getting in this program, guys, is well over $12,000. And you're getting it for a fraction of the cost. So again, we have monthly payments that you guys can do, and then we have a pay in full option that you can do when you enroll with us this week. Okay. So this is the moment. We're at the end of it. And so at this point, you have two decisions. You can sit on the sidelines, watch another training, tell yourself you're going to do this next year another time, which I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't work like that. There's no perfect timing. That is all a myth. It's made up, right? Or you can take the leap, book a call with me and my team so that we can get you structured and positioned for these lenders to say yes to you. And if you are serious about opening a store in 2026, this is the program and this is your next step, because your first 30 days inside of the intensive is all about execution. So your first 30 days looks like this. As soon as you enroll, you get immediate access to start looking at all of our trainings that we have in the Beauty Supply University. So you start to get the work immediately. You're also going to get a link to book your one-on-one strategy and roadmap session. This is where we're going to map out your 12-month plan in 2026 with clear milestones, dates, and tracking. When you book tonight, like I said, I'm also going to throw in our done for you business plan. So we're going to start working on that business plan for you. So you're going to have that business plan delivered in 14 business days. Okay. This is a funding ready, bank ready business plan. And then you're going to do all the classes that lead up to our live day, 2-day intensive in Atlanta, Georgia. And you're going to be fully prepared and positioned once we meet. Okay. So this is what the next 30 days is going to look like once you enroll in the program, because it is all execution from here. So guys, if you have any questions, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because this is the end of the training. If you guys have any questions, you can drop it in the chat. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and drop it in the chat. I'll stick around for 2 more seconds. I'm 4 minutes over time, but I want to make sure that you guys have the link because on our console, I'll be able to answer any questions that you guys have. So just book your call. The call is free. It doesn't cost anything. So just go ahead and book your call, and any questions that you guys have, we can get to it on the call. Like I said, we do have funding options as well. So a lot of times people just use the Klarna or the Afterpay, and they're able to take advantage of our additional discount with a pay in full. And you can go ahead and use Klarna Afterpay and have the payment arrangement. And they break it down 6 months, 8 months, a year. Like, they break those payments down for you. So we do have those funding options available for you guys. So all you have to do now is book your call, and just let me know, guys, if that Hopefully this link is working because my calendar gets full really, really fast. Okay. Yes. So we still actually have we got some spaces tomorrow and we got some spaces Wednesday. So it's green light for y'all. It is green light for y'all. And if you guys have any questions, guys, I'm on Instagram at The Retail Genius. You can also email me, Janice@theretailgenius.com. But I'm on Instagram, so you can DM me on Instagram at The Retail Genius, or you can email me, Janice@theretailgenius.com. And so, guys, you do not need to have a perfect credit score to get started in the intensive. I've seen some questions about that. You people who have bad credit, no credit, we literally work with you through that process. Okay. We literally work with you through that process. So you don't have to have a certain credit score or anything like that to get into this program. Okay. Because we have a funding partner that works with you guys on all of that. So, I don't see any other questions. I'm going to drop the link one more time because once I end the training, the link will disappear. All right. So the link is there, guys. Go ahead and book your calls. I'm excited to talk to each and every one of you on the call. You're going to be talking with me and my team. And so go ahead and book your calls. And guys, thank you so much for actually spending your evening with me. I'm super, super excited for everyone who's going to be opening their beauty supply stores this year. I'm pumped. It's going to be amazing. And I will see you guys on the other side. Have a good night. Bye.